talk a little bit about being a woman in politics, knowing full well that in Malaysia we are nowhere close to achieving 30% representation. And I know that PKR did take very concrete steps to amend its constitution to address that lack of gender representation. But what else do you think the party can be doing? What else do you think Pakatan Rakyat can be doing?
I think, firstly, of course, being a young mother is very difficult to treat and breastfeed at the same time. Especially, Nurul, I mean, that was hard for me. And come with the intelligent comeback, especially when some other MP are attacking you. Anyway, but going back to the 30% women representation in all levels of decision making, I think we've been very fortunate because the women leaders in PKR have recognized the need to create a target from the beginning, from the formation of the party. And of course, I think we have had the opportunity to implement it once we took over Selangor. We have about 40% representation in terms of women excos, not only from all races. And the fact that the deputy speaker is also a woman. Having said all that, I think there's only one dimension. We have to take into account the other problems faced by ordinary women in the workforce. And I think there's a few steps that we should make to improve the support structure, the support mechanism to assist women regardless of the income backgrounds. For example, the government has been talking about ensuring there's childcare facilities, creches, even preschool education. But these things have to really, it takes real political will. And I think in Selangor we have the opportunity to completely implement the support mechanism to ensure more women are attracted to the labour force. Despite whatever QPAC Secretary General has said, basically our female labour force participation rate is very low. It's 47.5. Ivy, come on. The number? 46.3 compared to Singapore, which stands at 56%. And if you look at, in terms of the level that women can bring to GDP growth, World Bank studies have indicated 20% increase, women in the workforce can amount to 3 to 4% GDP increase. So it's a huge opportunity. It's not about just helping women, but ensuring that they, in the end, contribute further to the economy. And I think this step has to be taken in because there's been announcements after announcements, but it has been very piecemeal measures, and that does not solve the bigger problem, the structural basis that women face. Now, that's one. Second issue is, I think Nat Graf wrote about it. Dr. Shanti Pandya, she wrote a very important paper that basically identifies, the lowest 40% of the poor, the bulk of the poor, are mainly women, single mothers, and people in Koridor Rakyat itself. There's so many of them. And DBK always complains to me, we can't open and give priority to single mothers because then they'll fill up to 70% of the public housing. So it's a real problem, and I think we have to start thinking about how to improve their livelihood by ensuring there are concrete policies to allow them to work. Who's going to take care of the children? I can sit here, most of us can sit here, we have comfortable life, we can afford a maid, but these women, they're stuck at home and they have about 5-7 kids, and because there's no facilities to assist them to escape the poverty trap. So that's one. The other support mechanism, when I talk about the poverty line, I think we cannot delay any longer. Okay? Amir Sham, our previous minister, said that if you take into account 1,500 ringgit as the poverty line, you have about 24.3% poverty rate average for each state in Malaysia, per household. But and that has been said about 2 years ago. Khairy, I can't remember exactly when, but the last 3 sessions. And I think it's time we talk about a new economic plan and all that, but it really affects at the grassroots level. And if we start doing that, perhaps we can affect the lives of women. And finally, I thought that the best thing is to create perhaps a national commission for women, a third independent body, not aligned or not part of the executive, to really monitor what are the, from sexual harassment laws, from even what are the things that can be implemented to improve the livelihoods of women. This is crucial. I know some people say that, it's really not a national issue, but for me, I'm proud about the fact that at least Keadilan has taken that step and amending our constitution to put the target. But for me, the 30% target is only the first step towards creating a merit-based system. That means a woman should be given a place in the opposition because of her credentials, because of her position, and it should be extended to regardless of race, regardless of religion. So it's just a step for me to eventually creating a merit-based society in Malaysia.